there, Cancer. How's it going? It's time for your weekly horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, if you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com, or you may follow the links below. And don't forget, if you like the incoming waves, those are now on a playlist of their very own on my main channel page, or you can open up the down bar below and follow the links there. It's all there for you. So what is going on when it comes to this coming week? Well, this week is overlit by the Wheel of Fortune upright, and I'm seeing this huge influx of alternative paths, alternative roads, alternative resources, and alternative connections being presented with the Wheel of Fortune upright. There is this overwhelming sense of urgency to turn from what one is maybe focused on, or maybe what one is fixated on trying to transcend, and move around it like a wave, move through it, over it, around it like a river. Because the Wheel of Fortune is kind of making a bit of upheaval for you, but it's a positive upheaval. It's a downpour of good opportunities, good fortune, extra options, and alternatives to what you are presented with, what you are entering the week with, or what you ended this last week with. But it's important to remember, with the Wheel of Fortune, there's also a bit of a need to give into some surrender and some faith, because the Wheel of Fortune gets outside the box. In fact, the Wheel of Fortune destroys the box. The waves pull the walls down from the box. And so, in order to make the best of this energy, to make the most of this, we need to also be understanding that we should be thinking without a box as well. Not just thinking outside the box, but thinking without a box. Because what is being presented with the Wheel of Fortune is a way to actually get ahead in our personal pursuits without having to necessarily abide by or maybe capitulate to any kind of boundaries or any kind of locks, blocks, or impasses that are being presented to us. But if we have an attachment to a certain story or a certain thing going a certain way, then we're back inside the box, and we have to remember that that is not in the highest interest of all concerned. In fact, as we look at the Four of Pentacles upright, we do see an impasse getting presented with an opportunity to transcend it this week. In fact, the Four of Pentacles is indicating that there is some kind of block being imposed as it relates to maybe an employment matter, a financial matter, or a household matter, on the part of one who is taking a fearful stance or a fear-based stance in regard to their involvement with you, or perhaps what they are willing to take a chance on. Sometimes this can happen where a person is imposing delays, an organization is not necessarily keeping an open mind, or perhaps there is a mentality of maybe pessimism, jadedness, or even just an attachment, love, or lust for the routine and the rules of yesteryear. Maybe being a bit overly attached to a cyclical routine. This can create some serious delays when it comes to a material or personal ambition as it relates to your own abundance, your own home situation. But remember, with that Wheel of Fortune, this is not the only opportunity that we have. In fact, I'm actually seeing with the Four of Pentacles a test for you. Are you able to think outside the box? Are you able to go over this person's head? Are you okay with maybe deviating from protocol, proper channels, or what you might expect to be considerably the standard, or consistently the standard? With the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, it's not to say that we cannot actually get what our desire is, but we need to be smart enough, strong enough, and resilient enough to actually tear down the walls of our own box in order to get around another person's box this week. And this could secure you the opportunity, the abundance, the hire, or even the household shift that you are looking for. But this will not be available to those that are still succumbing to the illusion that what they see is all they can work with. When it comes to the Five of Swords upright, I am seeing a bit of a clash going on as it relates to a friend or family circumstance, possibly even a friend or family member that is ultimately, I don't know if it's necessarily sparked by you, but it's definitely something that we might actually want to just sort of let play out without turning it into a massive fight or a massive hissy fit or drama fest. Because with the Five of Swords, I'm actually seeing with the Wheel of Fortune upright, this has to do with letting go, or maybe even having given a last chance to somebody that will not actually keep up with the energy or the vibration you wish to hold in your space. Now, this could absolutely be an understanding that somebody is totally aware of what you like and don't like, but they're still trying to be obstinate. They might be being defiant on purpose. They may be stirring up drama or what have you, because some people, when you introduce function to dysfunction, they can't handle it. They need a little bit of drama. Their personal conditioning, their psychological conditioning, if they find themselves at home in situations that are more tense or histrionic, sometimes they'll create that for themselves as a self-fulfilling dark prophecy. We don't need to have that in our space. We don't need to welcome it in our life, and we don't need to hold space for it. Let them go. Hopefully they'll find their healing at some point in time. It's not even worth a drawn-out battle. As it relates to the Ten of Wands reversed, and I feel like there is a relation here, the Ten of Wands reversed is indicating in love this week, a lot of you Cancerian people and your partners are making considerable sacrifices, or maybe not even sacrifice, just sort of drops for the sake of the ideal home, the ideal love, and the ideal relationship. The Ten of Wands reversed, I'm seeing a massive unburdening, being ready and being able and actually taking the action to drop that which is ultimately contaminating the positive energy of this relationship space. In fact, with the Ten of Wands reversed, you both will probably be very pleased when we see that a lot of people or a lot of attachments that have ultimately been bringing down the relationship itself, or maybe reintroducing old dysfunctional dynamics to the relationship, are being jettisoned from our social company. A partner may be actually deciding to drop some not so great friends. You yourself may be saying, I'm done with this relative because he or she is ultimately always trying to attack my partner or take jabs, or maybe your partner is doing the same with their own social life. But with the Ten of Wands reversed, there is an unburdening that is ultimately you and your partner, or you yourself, just pulling back energy that belongs in your own circle, no longer being given to entertain or hold up the negative realities of other people. And the same can go for those of you who are looking for somebody new. The Ten of Wands reversed is indicating there may actually be somebody in your life or somebody coming into your space that you have to understand is somebody who vibrates with the kind of relationship you want to have. And there might be something that we have to let go of from our past that will allow this to happen, almost like a chain reaction, possibly an attachment to an ex, an attachment to a situation where we might still be trying to get closure when we just need to release. Not everything has a resolution. Some of you may be helping somebody get over somebody in that way, right? Because people can lose years of their lives hunting for closure and resolution. Sometimes they lose more time than they could have spent even in the relationship itself. But an opportunity for healing is here, especially with that Wheel of Fortune upright. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.